Don't get nervous.
Oh, sure.
Uh, what's up, man?
Um,
Sorry.
just wrapping up for the day for the most part.
Nice. Uh, did you get a lot done today?
Yeah,
Good.
finished up a bunch of orders, a whole bunch of little things.
Yep. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and where you do it at.
I'm Tim, build stuff and do some cool shit every now and then. And I got a shop here in San Bernardino, building stuff, Race Club Fabrication. I don't know what. I'm awkward.
What do you guys do at Race Club? What kind of fab do you guys do?
All sorts of different stuff. Try to just do like chassis fabrication, like parts and manufacturing type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. Uh, like right now, got like a pre-runner, a drift car, a road racing car, and then my piece of crap 77 that needs some loving.
That's when you posted today.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really want it. Someone offered me S13, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of would mess with that in general.
An S, an S13.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
It's
love those. Those are my favorite drift car ever.
the 13 coupe. I'm pretty excited. I need to find a front cross member though.
Aren't those like a dime a dozen, or are parts harder to get now?
Oh, I don't really care. I'll get something from like Street Faction. I know they make one, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care
I
about
don't know if they make one,
that.
but
Yeah, I think they do. I remember seeing something. It looks super rad too.
I'm surprised you don't buy your own, considering or buy your own, make your own.
It sounds like a lot more work. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
It
have
is
time
kind
for
of a
my
pain in the
stuff,
ass.
dude. I don't have time.
Yeah,
Stuff doesn't work
I
that
don't
way.
blame you.
Gotta
But
build
uh,
other stuff.
you mostly
Uh, kind of little of this, little of that. Like I just like cars in general.
gotcha.
So we've had some classics in here. Um, did a I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was a 70 C10.
Mm-hmm.
Notched the frame, kind of converted it over to rear coilovers. Just kind of got it so it would handle a lot better. Thing was like a boat
Gotcha.
before.
Oh, was it?
It was pretty sketchy. I had to drive it from over by Irvine, somewhere over there.
Mm.
Yeah, it was sketchy. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly.
that thing.
Dude,
It
my
wasn't a matter of
Grand
if, but
Cherokee was
when.
great.
Huh?
My Grand Cherokee was great.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, dude, I never had a problem with it.
Yeah, it was. Mine was always a mess.
That's,
Always, never failed.
that's only if you ignore the overheating, right?
I fixed that, and I never had a problem with it, so it didn't bother me.
Uh,
Aluminum radiators were like dirt cheap from. I think it was like DNA Motoring.
oh hell yeah!
Yeah, it worked. Stock fans, never had a problem. Never got hot. Uh,
Dude, I was like
the old
18.
trusty 4.0 inline six.
Yeah.
I fucking love that motor. I always wanted a turbo one.
Oh, dude, that sounds fun. I keep
But
trying to like kind of shitbag someone into trying it in a drift car because if
I
you
want
just
to
like
so bad.
they're cheap and
The 4.0s are they?
yeah, the engines are super cheap, dude. And if you build them up a little bit, you can get like super ridiculous amounts of torque. Maybe not
Mm-hmm.
so great on the horsepower.
Mm-mm.
Like that's great for driving a gear ratio.
I built a 4.6 stroker out of mine.
That was mine. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, there, brother.
Yep, and then I traded that whole Jeep for a Silverado that I got fucking that truck I showed you
Yeah,
where I got rear-ended.
yeah.
I traded for that because I needed a truck to tow
Oh
a
yeah.
race car because I was towing with that Jeep first.
Priorities.
Yeah. But yeah, then I got plowed into, and now I'm in the new Silverado, the newer one. Um, what do you what do you do at Hot Pit? I know you have like a heavy involvement there.
I do whatever they need me to, but
Okay.
the first season I ended up doing the tech inspection and like the starting line, and then
Hmm.
kind of starting this year the starting line, and then kind of transitioned out of that so that I can help like keep the grid stacked and like ready to go, and then have
Hmm.
the ability to go like handle 5 minute calls. Because like doing the tech stuff, how do you handle 5 minute calls? So it's been
Yeah.
a progression, but yeah,
Uh,
pretty much whatever needs done. Just trying to help.
what are you looking for like during your tech inspections? Like what passes tech at Hot Pit?
Uh, the
Like what's
main
all
things I'm looking for are all of the safety requirements to be met.
Mm-hmm.
Aside
Okay.
from that, like my favorite part is I don't really care about what you do with suspension and all that stuff. We'll allow like
Yeah.
tube chassis cars. Like no one's done
Mm-hmm.
it yet, but like that's pretty much on a if it doesn't look like a turd and it looks like it'll be safe for you and others. So we don't want
Mm-hmm.
it to be like ruining other people's cars. Don't
Yeah.
do like a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Just if it becomes like a competition advantage, we'll just put some extra weight on it, slow it down.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Just require it to be a
yeah,
certain weight.
yeah. We'll
That
just
makes sense.
well the 300 tread wear, and then we figure if you just weigh it down, it'll get harder and harder and harder until it's a level playing field.
Gotcha. That the 300 treadwear tire rule. Have you guys caught anybody like trying to
Yeah,
break that rule? I
yeah.
thought so.
So,
Of course. Did they get mad when they got caught?
of course, of
Come
course.
on, man. I bet.
But the worst part is like sometimes we're the ones that catch it. Other times people are diming each other out, and you're just like, yeah, all right, yeah, no, he was okay. You're right. But
Yeah,
everyone's watching.
that's funny. There's always somebody trying to get a break the rule somehow, but I always that's just racing.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the cool thing about Hot Pit is we're trying to open up the rules, and pretty much the 300 tread wear is the great equalizer. The tire size and tread wear, you can only
Mm-hmm.
do so much. And a lot of our layouts have been very small courses. Like Orange Show is
Mm-hmm.
pretty small.
Yeah, it's relatively small. What's that like 50, 60 miles an hour
I, I,
around the bank,
I
if
don't
that.
even know. Enough
You gotta get a
to,
speed gun out there.
yeah, we do. We do.
Oh, do you? Oh shit.
No, no, we should. We should get one
Oh,
of those. That would be awesome to find out for at least entry.
yeah. Just out of curiosity, because I wonder
Yeah.
what they are going. I wonder like what John's entry speed is compared to somebody who has like more of a straight line approach.
Wheel speed
'Cause, you know,
or
John,
travel speed?
just the overall speed, vehicle speed.
Yeah, vehicle speed. Because wheel speed's
Yeah.
it's up there, fourth gear.
Yeah. Well, depending on like their final drive, I have to run it through the calculator, but I don't know if is it that high there?
I don't know.
You think they're running high wheel speed? Hmm.
I
Now I'm
mean,
curious.
not that many people have the quick changes at Hot Pit, so it's kind of just
True.
whatever they've got. That's the
Which is usually
overall balance.
well, true.
At
I know
best, they've got the
BMWs
long
doesn't have
chains.
many options. Yeah, I think Casey said he has like he's running like the 346 in his BMW.
All right.
Uh, yeah, there's not very many options.
Yeah, some of them cross over for like BMW. Some of the SUV diffs cross over.
Mm-hmm.
There's some horse trading among chassis that can be done, but
Yep.
the biggest problem with like the E46 diff outside of the M3 is they don't have a 6 bolt retainer for those bearings. They just got a little spring clip in there, and the
Mm.
output flanges are hollow, like
Those are
super
hollow?
hollow. Yeah,
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Okay. Is that where they're braking a lot?
yeah, I think so.
Love
The
that for me.
the set that I use for welding diffs, it's already got like twist marks in it.
Mm.
So it's just perfect to set the carrier where it needs to be.
Gotcha. Uh, you guys get like a lot of those?
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. I was always curious because I remember there was a time when I didn't know where to get that stuff done, and I didn't like own a welder at the time.
Well,
So
for a lot of the BMW stuff, like it's really hard to find something like a spool that like you could get for other diffs.
yep,
So kind of just what you got. You just gotta
yeah,
weld it up. It's best you got if you're gonna have that diff.
yeah. That's what I have right now. At least I bought actually the 8.8 kit, like the swap
Mm.
kit,
Oh yeah.
and then I happened to find two spools on Amazon as returns for $50 a piece.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, so I have a set of 410s, but I need to buy two diffs, and I also want to get a set of like 456 gears.
Oh dude, let me know. I
But
I can get 8.8s, and I had a buddy of mine make me some aluminum mounts for him.
nice. The only thing I think I'm missing is like axles. That's where it gets like real expensive. So I
Yeah.
am going to piece those together for now and see how long these axles and diff last.
Um, you should be able to find this stuff and like make them
Yeah,
for a pretty decent price.
yeah, we'll see.
But
Cause I have the 391 right now, but I don't know with my gear ratio in the trans. It's not the best,
it'll be all right.
so it could be a little bit better.
It'll be all right.
Yeah,
You're
cross
gonna you're
everything
gonna
like
like
that.
this car, I think, a lot more in comparison to the Cadillac. We were talking about it a bit.
Probably, probably. I sure should hope so. Because I'm starting all over again like an asshole. But whatever. Hey, at a Hot Pit, what's some of the things you've like the dumbest things you've seen that try to get past tech, especially for like safety concerns?
The worst things are just like people forgetting their gloves when they're going on track, or like they
Oh, that
rush
too.
out there and they like are strapping up their helmet at the line, and I'm like you're supposed to be ready. But that was like in
Guilty
like
of
the
that.
first season. But
No, I was talking about like someone who self tappered their seatbelt to the floor or something.
usually it's not too bad. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, there's a
You
lot of
know,
like a lot of cars that have went through like the drift league stuff as well.
mm-hmm.
So it was like pretty easy, pretty familiar with some of those guys, just hanging out with
Gotcha.
them and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Margaritis, John,
Yeah,
a couple other drivers. That's a good point. I forgot about them. Well, I didn't forget about them, but I forgot that Drift League was a thing.
yeah.
They all seem to come and go.
The worst
Hopefully,
one for like direct safety for your body is just seeing like the harnesses wrapped around the bar the wrong way. It's like, hey, switch that around.
how? Like
Uh,
under and not over?
yeah, you have to go that way.
It has to be over, right?
Yeah,
Kind of like the toilet paper. Like the toilet paper. Is it under or over?
I don't care about the toilet paper, but yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
come
It's
on.
got to go over the top. That way, it's not like
Exactly.
going underneath the tube.
Question: does that matter? Like, because I know like it has to be at a certain angle, right? If they're using that to get the proper angle, is that pass or no?
They're usually pretty good, but like I want it to be here to here, like 0 to
Hmm.
12 ish.
Yeah.
But for the most part, all of these cars are super legit. Like pretty rad cars that come out. A
Yeah.
lot of FD cars come out, and like their cars, like Kyle's, was like custom built. That little Miata, custom built to fit him.
Yeah.
A lot of these things
Hmm.
are just super well built. These guys take their safety seriously. And I really appreciate that as well. It makes my job a little bit
Oh, good.
easier going over them for sure.
Bitching about the drift league started. People were kind of complaining that we had to get a Hans and shit like that. Now it seems to be a little bit more widely accepted.
It's one of those things that so like for Hot Pit as an example, we require at
Hmm.
least like a neck roll. And there's like
Okay.
maybe a couple guys that'll do that, but for the most part, everyone takes it seriously and they've got the proper Hans. Like
Mm.
it's it's a direct result of everyone's make sure that the car is legit in the first place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like a side effect of that. It really makes that part a lot easier that those cars
Yeah.
are built to that level because I wouldn't want to see anyone get hurt with some of the stuff that we've got going on. Some of those runs are gnarly.
Yeah. Some and very close.
Yes.
Uh, because of where the starting line is at, have you ever had to like jump off of track for somebody
Uh,
like going offline or something?
Not really. I
Uh.
when I was working the starting line, I would try to do my best to just, especially during comp, to at least sit on the wall so that if anything happened, they were coming toward me, I would know way ahead of time. I could just
Hmm.
at least like roll down the hill.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's also a pretty long bank for them to get back up to the starting line. But there's been a couple that I was like, "Ooh, hey, hi, hi." That was kind
I
of fun.
Yeah, because I was thinking of like the way they had the layout for rounds like 2 and 3. Um, the way it kind of shot you back over towards where you were going. Like if somebody straightened out for
Yeah,
whatever reason, I was like, damn.
that was definitely a thought that crossed my mind. Just like, I better make sure to get off the track.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what.
want to get
Yeah, that
hit.
was. I was just.
No, it's super rad. Like, I've been friends with Rob for a cool minute. Like,
Hmm.
just doing the tech stuff to just help him out at his events, and it just like got me into this. I met Jeff in 2020 at some point, RJ at some point. Like, they're all super rad people, and like all of our track staff are super rad. Like, it's awesome. Like that head to toe hot pit's a fun thing to do. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely rewarding. Like helping put on something like that.
Yeah. Do you guys have to get there like crazy earlier before like all the drivers show up, or you guys pretty much all show up together, or
We try
roughly
to get
around
a
the same
little
time?
lead time so that we can set up everything. But like Friday practice, we're not going hot till in the afternoon. Get there in the morning
Hmm.
and set up, and then stays up for the weekend, we got to tear it all down right after the event. That's the worst part.
Oh, really? Is it like as soon as the event's over?
As
They're
soon as,
going back the next day to.
yeah, maybe a little bit for especially for like Rob and Jeff would do stuff like that, and RJ, they would go
Hmm.
handle whatever other little stuff would happen on like Sundays.
Hmm.
But yeah, Saturday night, tear it down. It's
Everything you guys put up
so hard to find motivation for stuff like that after standing in the
when it's
sun
over.
and going through all of that. You're just like, no.
What's for someone who's doing like the you know your tech all the way through the weekend? Like, how many hours are you guys there, or you just you yourself?
Uh, Sometimes it's been like 9 a.m. to midnight Friday, and like kind of the same thing the next day.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's a long day.
Yeah.
Um,
And like working
well,
the starting line when it's super hot, it
it probably takes a toll on you. I
sometimes,
imagine you wear a bunch of sunscreen.
actually, no, I don't.
Really?
I don't wear sunscreen.
Just out here raw dogging life,
Yeah.
dude. I got burned in Vegas. It was bad.
Dude, if I'm
Like
gonna
I
get skin cancer, I want it from the sun, not from the sunscreen.
pick your poison. Got it.
I'd rather have it from the source if I'm gonna be going through that.
But yeah, I can imagine working out in the sun, and then you're just standing in the same spot on the black asphalt where it just fucking gets hotter and hotter.
Oh, dude, some of the like summertime events, you feel the asphalt cooking your feet, destroys your feet, dude. It's terrible.
Fuck.
And it's not even just standing because we have to frame out the layout with cones,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to use as few as possible. But these
Yeah.
guys, they love hitting them.
Yeah.
So we got to run out and go grab them. So when I was doing the starting line, or even still, like if the cone needs grabbed, Johnny will hold him up at the line. I'll run out and go grab the cone. I don't care. It needs to happen.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true.
The
Uh,
standing, that would be considered the worst part, but you're still moving around so much doing the starting line.
yeah, I can imagine because it's hot all day, and you have to be there anytime cars are on grid, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah. You don't even like swing shift that with anybody. You do it the entire day.
Yeah, typically we just Iron Man it, and then if
Fuck.
that's that's how I was doing it. That's how Rob did it at the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to do your best. And now we've had Caleb and Johnny do it, and
Oh,
then I've
okay.
done it. So now we can kind of say, "Hey, man, I really need to pee.
Nice.
Take over real quick." But on comp day, we want to try to have the same person doing the same job so that they're focused on the one task, and that task is a lot because you got the
That's
radio
that's fair.
constantly,
Mm-hmm.
everything's going on. It's hectic.
Gotcha. I assume you guys are like on your own channel, just as like just the operations of
Yeah.
the drift event going
Yeah,
on
there's
all
like
day.
the track staff channel, and then there's operations channel where all of the
Mm-hmm.
background stuff happens.
Do
Every
you
now
wear
and
like a
then
big
they
headset,
bleed
kind of like
over.
these headphones, or no?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Um,
do? You want like a
work-
little FBI fucking earpiece?
no, no. Honestly, it was a request, dude, because some of these
To
cars are
get the
super
headphones?
loud.
Uh huh.
Like Elliot and Alex's cars, dude, they were like deafening loud to not have a full headset on, like the full
Oh,
race
really?
radios, dude,
Yeah.
so loud. Like those were
Are those
the
noise canceling?
they at least like squeeze your head hard enough. You end up with
Gotcha.
a headache.
So you don't blow your eardrums.
But dude, it's night and day difference. Because like the early rounds, we didn't have those,
Mm-hmm.
and like, dude, that really
It's miserable.
it was very hard to communicate in general because you got a whole
Oh,
hot
okay.
pit of cars that are on doing whatever they're doing, and then you've got the starting line, like impossible to talk, like going like this. What? Say
Yeah,
that
that's annoying.
again. Okay.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm gonna buy 3 headsets now.
Yeah, dude. That's like the biggest thing is the communication. Even
Uh huh.
like with Jeff out at FD, like that's like the biggest thing when we're doing all of the stuff is being able to talk to each other so that
Yeah.
we
Does he have like headsets for the whole team, or you guys all have a radio?
yeah, we all have headsets and radios, so there's full communication. If
Oh,
something
okay.
happens out there, he can say, "All right, so I dirt dropped, car's driving fine," or "Oh, I think I bent some stuff, the bumper is flapping."
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay. This way, everyone kind of is on the same page.
Yeah.
I judged that drift event I told you about this
Oh
past
yeah, how'd
weekend.
that go?
Uh, th- there was a problem with communication.
There's a problem
I
with
mean, we made it.
communication.
Yeah, we made it work, and but there definitely could have been. Everybody had a radio to like uh, operate the event a little bit more smoothly.
It always
But
kind
it
of
was cool.
it always kind of breeds a little bit of frustration not being
Hmm.
able to communicate effectively.
Yeah, they just had some piss poor radios.
Yeah.
So I would be able to hear the guy sometimes at the start line, and then sometimes I wouldn't be able to hear him at all. And then I don't know whose radio it was, but they had like their buttons stuck on. I don't.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like blaming some old man. He's like, "I'm not pushing the button." I was like, "Well, somebody's radio is broken."
that happens.
Uh,
That happens. Well, even at like Orange Show, those concrete bleachers, radio signals all over the place.
Dead.
Even with like some decent radios, go to the other side and no, you'd have to
Oh,
like rig
really?
the whole place up with antennas to like eliminate all issues.
Shit, man. Did you guys have any problems like that at like communication issues like that at FD with any of those tracks?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that your ringtone?
Yeah.
I thought that was somebody yelling at you.
No, it's
Sorry. Which tracks had those issues like for the radio uh
Utah.
problems?
Utah.
Utah?
Yeah.
Is it because of how big it is?
Yeah. At the end of the track, Jeff's so far away that we're kind of doing like a leapfrog communication with the spotter Matt.
Mm,
So Matt can talk to Jeff,
gotcha.
but when we're trying to say anything, nothing. He's just too far
Jeff
away
can't
from
hear you.
us. He's even got a
That
little
makes
antenna
sense.
on the car.
Oh shit. Okay.
Uh,
Wow. Good to know.
yeah, dude.
That's all right. We didn't
It's
even talk about that. You forgot to mention that you what is your role on Jeff Jones's FD team?
uh, general wrenching, and obviously, if some stuff needs like metalworking stuff, like welded a subframe that had cracked,
Uh
yeah,
huh.
little stuff like that. Welding cracks in bash bars, all sorts of little stuff. Just again,
This is mostly like
what
at the track, right?
yeah, whatever needs done. We do the alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a pretty sweet team overall. Like Working with Chris and Caleb, it's it's always pretty good. It's pretty surprising what the three of us can do. It's fun.
Gotcha. I don't think I met Caleb. Did I? I know. I think I met Chris
I think you've met
last week.
Caleb. I, I think so.
Maybe. I'm not a good name guy. What can you do?
He's a good
I
kid
thought
though.
is this like is this your first year doing FD with Jeff, or have you done it? Did you do last year? Or?
I've never been on like a FD team at all.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like it's a whole new experience. Super rad.
You just there for the good vibes?
Good vibes, and I wanna help my boy win. Like Jeff's
Yeah,
a rad driver, and if I can help him win, let's freaking go, dude.
that's dope.
Like, and
Are you
it's
doing it again
always a
next
good
year?
time.
Are you doing it again next year?
I think so. I think so. If he'll have me and I can make it work again, because man, it's a huge commitment on time. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
I
that
bet. That's
at first. That's for sure.
that's a
Until I
lot.
like fully wrote it all out on the calendar in the office.
Hmm.
After I stood back and looked at it, I was like, "That's actually a lot." Wow.
How many days is it?
Days? Oh, I'd have to count, but we fly out different
Including like your travel.
days, but it pretty much takes up a week aside from like Monday or Tuesday.
Each each event.
Hmm.
So that's almost 2 months of your time.
Yeah, pretty
Fuck.
much.
Minimum 6 weeks.
Hmm. It kind of
Damn.
varies. Sometimes we go out on like Wednesday night, so
Hmm.
little variations on the timing.
I don't know how people do it.
It's definitely something that you have to figure out how to make it all work. That's for sure.
Yeah, and have a full time job.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like I
What was your?
personally have never really worked anywhere that would allow something like that. Like in May, I was
Uh.
gone 2 weeks.
Oh. Oh shit! It was 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then we also had a hot pit the first week in May.
Oh shit. So those are 2 days.
Just all the events, they all add up.
Man, you gotta be pretty busy then. So between like work, hot pit, and FD, um, and you run your own shop, right? So it's like
Yeah.
everything is through you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
Oh, I haven't quite gotten to the point where I have anyone in here helping yet. Just kind of Iron Manning everything.
Yeah, but even managing that is kind of hard. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
That's a
no,
lot.
100%. 100%. Like I found the other day, I had a whole bunch of stuff to update for the website. And it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
just one more thing.
Yeah. If they say if you want to get anything done, ask a busy person, not someone with too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. All right, let's get into our first SEMA.
SEMA.
Well, yeah, both yours and mine.
Dude, that was rad.
Uh, yeah, that place is crazy. I
That
did
was,
not know. I was watching some videos about it, and there's some like, I guess SEMA used to be different at some point. Obviously, my first year, I have
yeah,
no idea. But
yeah,
they were
it
like
was,
complaining about how it used to be, or complaining that it isn't how it used to be, rather.
yeah,
Um,
it's got a pretty long history, and like it used to be like a super like it was a huge thing to even be able to take a car there. Like, not that it isn't
mhm.
huge. Like, dude, it's totally huge. Like, it's still a major thing. But you
Yeah.
know, that's how like nostalgia works. Nothing's better
It
than
seems to be like
a
a
57 Bel Air, right?
yeah. It seems to be like a little bit more accessible now too.
I think so. I
Cause,
think so.
Cause I
But
was able to get them. They were just like, yeah, you're an idiot with the podcast. Yeah, you can come. I swear to God, that was it.
oh yeah,
It
you had
was
the you have the
the
green
mania
badge.
pass.
That's
Yeah.
green, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's I think that's like a just a side effect of the overall amount that people communicate now. Social media in
Yeah,
general,
that's
like
true.
the market and industry is changing, evolving.
Yeah, I think my badge said like, where is it? It says host, on air personality.
On their personality.
That's I was like, that's a bit extreme. I wouldn't say all that.
Hey, that's super rad. Mine
It
says
was a free ticket in.
builder, fabricator, and I don't really know what it means, but converter.
It should say builder, fabricator, sick ass fool. Just kidding.
I don't know what converter means. The sick fool would be dope.
You should have tried to. You should try to get it in there next year. I think I'm gonna try to get something like a subliminal message in mind next year to see if I can get away with it.
I don't know, man. It's pretty strict in its own way though, because I took my wife Brittany with me,
Mm-hmm.
and to get her pass, I had to prove that we were married. She ended up with a spouse badge, and I had to send him a picture of our marriage license. Super
Oh, they
crazy.
were like, I want proof.
Yeah, it's like uh, we're married, but all right, here you go, I
Yeah, they're
guess.
like, prove it, asshole. That's crazy. What made you go this year? Because I know you said you hadn't gone in the past.
Um, I kind of always wanted to go, but like
Yeah.
I've had like opportunities in the past like come up but didn't go through. And then after a
Uh
certain
huh.
point, I was just like kind of just determined that I wasn't going to go until I could go under like my own thing. But
Yeah.
when it finally had a name in the idea, I was like, I want it to say Race Club on the badge.
Hmm.
I'm not going.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's fair.
So it was like the first year that was like a decent option. And
Hmm.
with Oscar, who was here earlier, uh, we've been making some parts for them and like some like super prototype stuff that we're gonna be working on. And
Hmm.
they took four dots and Z's with various different stuff going on.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to see that in person, kind of support the homies and just see what it was about. That and
Yeah.
the hot pit party. I
Oh, the
had
hot shit.
I had
We haven't
some
even got to the hot
serious
pit.
like missing out feelings last year. I was like, damn, they had a party. I would have loved to have gone to
Yeah.
that.
Yep. This year we didn't miss shit.
No,
Fucking.
all the
I
good
even
stuff.
posted. Yeah, that was a crazy party actually. Good thing I didn't get drunk,
Yeah,
so I didn't hate myself. Did that the night before.
we just had
What day did you?
a few margaritas.
Yeah. What day did
Yeah,
you guys get in?
we drove out Wednesday morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
After
then we
all.
ended up just doing SEMA Wednesday, and then Thursday. Then we ended up taking off Friday morning.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I ended up hanging out with RJ on Friday.
Oh hell yeah. After
Yeah.
after a certain point, I was just not gonna lie. I just missed my kids. I was like, I want to go home. I'm tired of
That's
walking.
fair. I know. I just got mine back today because
Well,
the way our schedule's set up.
I took the Evo out there too, so I was still thinking like I gotta press the clutch all the way back home. But, like, do I really want to walk for an entire extra day?
Yeah, it's a lot of walking. I didn't think it was gonna be that much walking.
Dude, we spent
Uh,
something around like 2 hours in that one hall,
the
just
tool
looking
haul, huh?
at the tool hall.
Yeah, we did.
Spent
I got my
ten
hand.
bucks each on a cool little punch.
Oh shit. By the way, I went back the next day
Yeah?
with RJ. Yeah. Remember that little seatbelt thing they had? That little belt clip?
Which one?
Um, it was a little belt buckle clip. It was like a keychain situation. It was red.
Oh,
Only some of.
the
Yeah,
thing for the pull. Yeah,
correct.
like a
He
little
gave me
flex
one.
tag. Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he gave me another one of these center punches.
What?
So thank you, Spring Tools. Yeah. Well, I took RJ there, and you know how RJ likes to talk everybody up.
Yeah.
He's like, look, he sold like 5 of these things for you. It wasn't even me. I think it was Chris.
Yeah. No, Chris told me,
Chris was the risen. Yeah.
and um it was Wednesday night after
Mm-hmm.
SEMA. We went back to the Airbnb, and he showed me that thing, and he like tested it on the concrete cinder block and like put a hole in it. And I was like, I want it. He's like, it was 10 bucks.
Yeah.
I was like, done. I was on a mission.
Yeah.
I
I know.
want
I got
that
that
thing.
auto centering one. I don't think I got the big one. I should have got the bigger one.
I kind of want the red tag. I might put one of like our flight tag things on it just to make it easier to find because
Yeah.
I lose it.
This is gonna go in like my punch little drawer that I have. So it's not gonna be easy to find because there's like a million in there.
I try to put things in like groupings. Like all my measurement tools are in the same drawers,
Mm-hmm.
like layout tools, stuff like that. And like all the wrenches and stuff go in like separate Klein bags.
You use bags?
Yeah.
Not like a traditional toolbox with
No,
drawers?
I have toolboxes for sure.
Oh, I thought you meant like just the climb bags. I was just picturing like a handbag.
Yeah, like the canvas bags with the zipper. I put like
Mm-hmm.
all of my metric wrenches in there because like doing this stuff around the shop, like I don't feel like walking back and forth. So I just
Oh,
grab the
okay.
whole bag, and you're never wrong if
That's
you grab all of them.
Yeah. I have like a little tool cart that I throw around, so I do end up having to walk back and forth to the main toolbox,
But it's a
and then
time
the
killer.
fucking yeah, it is, and
It's
then
a secret time
the
killer.
tool cart becomes the fucking new toolbox for like a month until I get tired of it, and then I clean everything up and put it away again.
That's like the flat surface effect, dude.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
flat
There's a
surfaces
flat
will
surf.
collect stuff.
Yes.
And
My
then if
kitchen
they
counters
don't
are
need it,
notorious for it.
done.
Yeah, it's the worst. My workbench in my garage is like that too.
Oh yeah.
It stays clean for like a week max, but then nothing's on there, so I'll throw like the WD-40 on there, and then I'll leave it in the corner, and then like my drill will end up on there, and I'll leave that off to the side, and then I'll get in the middle of taking something apart. Now that's on there, and then push off to the side because I never finished it. It's a
Yeah.
mess.
It's a hundred
Then it's
percent it's a thing, dude. That's why like
yeah.
Fridays I try to do my best to take extra long cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And you just like grab something, like I've got this Allen wrench right here at the desk, and you just take that
Mm-hmm.
where it needs to be, then look around, find something else that's not where it's supposed to be, and just gather and group, and it'll all get clean.
Are you one of those people that like cleans as you go, or do you like get tired of your mess and then clean it up in the garage?
I try to keep it super clean because I get pretty frustrated when I can't just find exactly what I'm after. But
That makes sense.
when you're thrashing, you end up with this like working mess where you know where the thing's
Yeah.
going, but then you got to hit this like massive reset after.
hmm
Like crazy projects, like you just have stuff everywhere.
Yeah, same. I think every time I do something in the garage, it starts with me cleaning the garage. Uh, and then I get into a project, and then and I'll work until I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll be like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not cleaning up. I'll deal with it later. So, you take a shower and go to bed, and that's it.
Oh, dude, 100%. I've been there. I've been working on like a roll cage, and I was just determined to finish it like tonight because the deadline's like day after tomorrow, so I can like get some sleep and then take one more look at this thing and make sure that everything's super legit.
Mm.
But I've gone way too hard sometimes, and you're just like, I'm just gonna leave this mess. I'll deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah. Going back to your fabrication stuff, do you specialize in anything in particular when it comes to like fab stuff?
Not particularly, just like metal in general. I've
Okay.
done a bunch of different stuff, even like some fiberglass stuff and some really strange things when I worked at this company building stuff for like Universal and Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Like we built some really off the wall stuff, like the Halloween costume for Tomater.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like
vaguely
we made
remember it.
that thing. It's like
What was he?
random. He's a vampire.
Okay, I do remember that now.
Yeah, it's like super weird. Just came into work one day and just saw like the Tomater vehicle in the prep shop. I'm like, what's going on with that thing? Oh, you gotta put the costume on. What's that mean?
Yeah, I would have said the same thing.
What does that even
I do
mean?
remember.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just a bunch of different stuff. Like that place
uh
was a major learning experience. Like there was a lot
mm,
of free reign to accomplish things. Like,
mm,
how are you going to make this? I don't know. I'll I'll do it this way and just do your best. Just needed to be that place was super forgiving on the tolerances is what it was. So if you could get it within thousands, you were like nailing it. They were more like
is that
16th here,
something that
16th there.
doesn't always happen? Is
Um,
that something that doesn't
usually
necessarily always? Yeah.
for like automotive stuff, especially, like you want to be precise with these things.
Mm-hmm.
You're you're making a machine that's built to accomplish a goal. A lot of that stuff was just like scenic stuff. That was the
Mm.
boring thing about it. It just
It
needed
wasn't
to look
necessarily
good.
functional.
Yeah. Like we built like just needed to achieve an aesthetic.
Gotcha. Um.
That was like one of the main
Sorry.
motivations to move on from
Wait,
that
how
stuff.
long? How long have you been on your own now?
As far as the shop,
Yeah.
2 years now. Just
Okay.
re-signed the lease for this after working at a buddy's shop building Harley pipes for a year, and he kind of let me start building bash bars, just something that I could do on the side that didn't take up too much space.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I was just like doing stuff in my dad's garage, trying to make ends meet, you know?
Yeah. And now you got the full fab shop going.
Yeah, but it took
When
a
did you finally decide to pull the trigger on that?
uh,
Going on your own.
I got laid off in 2020 and just didn't really have like connections to get a job that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Yeah.
was shut down. I was just doing side work, and I was like, hey, like this can work. Like, and then started like taking like nighttime classes on the computer, teaching myself a whole bunch about like the business aspect, CAD
Mm-hmm.
programs, all sorts of different stuff, and just like dove in.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I really want to
Nice.
like do all of this stuff right if I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh, that's actually uh motivating to say the least. I've been wanting to go off on my own for a while now, and kind of halfway in, halfway out right now.
We talked about it in Vegas. I think you got to do. I think you
Yeah, I
need to
think
just
so too.
believe in yourself.
Yeah, someday. Um, would you say that kind of like going off on your own has kind of like allowed you to do the things you're doing now, like being able to take essentially 6 weeks off to go do FD,
Absolutely.
um, 2 weeks off to go work Hot Pit, and all your bills
It's
are paid, family's fed,
yeah.
and I
It's
assume
it's
you're
a
doing
hundred
something you
percent
love.
the only way that any of that would be happening.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do it. It sounds like a good idea, but damn, dude, now I got not that I don't have enough to do already.
It's a great
Um,
idea. It's just it's a huge undertaking. Like
oh, that's what I imagine.
it's it's super rewarding, especially when
Mm-hmm.
like you have this like random person from Instagram from like the East Coast, and I had never even been over there, like hitting you up and saying like, "Hey, we love what's going on. Like, I want a bash bar," or like I've sent a bash bar to Rhode Island. That was like,
Nice.
what? Rhode Island? I wouldn't have expected that. And it's like the little things like that that kind of remind you, like, okay, I'm doing something, doing something.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if I'd want to deal with racing too much though. I feel
It's
like it's still my hobby right now, even
yeah.
though it consumes me.
I think it's definitely different when it is what you do for a living. Like you have to
Mm-hmm.
really, really just want to be doing this kind of work. Otherwise, like dude, it's hard. You get cuts, you get burns. Sometimes you get the acetone in the cuts. You get these little metal slivers. I had metal in my eye.
Nice.
Like,
It's all part of the game.
yeah, it's just
You don't
what.
wear safety glasses, man?
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
Okay. Accidents do happen.
I've
Yeah.
had it bounce like off my chest up into my eye, underneath the safety glasses.
Have
I lifted my
what
glasses and I
bounce
messed up.
off your chest?
A piece of metal.
What bounced off your chest?
A piece of
Oh shit! I
yeah.
thought you were gonna say something else.
No, I
I thought you were
like
gonna say like
jumped.
a cutoff wheel from a.
No, nothing that bad. The worst is like grinding a hole in my thumb right here one time. That one was really, that one was something. The 24 grit
Every
flapper.
car every car I've built has left me some sort of scar, whether it be on my hand or one of my arms, wherever the scar might be.
Yeah.
Uh, I wonder what these next vehicles are gonna fucking bring.
It's maybe I'm just a little crazy, like with the skateboarding stuff. Growing up,
Mm-hmm.
you like kind of just learn to accept that if you're gonna do it, you're gonna pay in blood to a certain degree.
Absolutely. I remember when I was like skating as a kid, there was like a golf ball size lump on my elbow trying to
Mhm.
land like the 7 stairs.
You just gotta embrace it and like, pinch a little bit extra out and like draw a little
Yep.
cross and like bless the project and say, okay, now it can be okay.
Uh, Are you going back
Thinking
to
about it.
SEMA next year?
I want to for sure. That was an experience and a half. Like I expected it to be a lot, but it was still more.
Exactly. That's the best way to describe that. I expected it to be a lot, and it was way more than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, like all the way down to like the Tesla tunnels. I hadn't been to Vegas and seen that at all. That was something
Oh,
else.
that's right.
Yeah.
Did you go in that? Did you go in one or?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I was pretty stoked, but we were going like 40, and I was like, man, this looks really fun to like smash
Mm-hmm.
through, but with it being that small, it could be so catastrophic. I didn't even
For
want to
some
know
reason,
what would
I thought
happen.
it was on autopilot. I didn't know they were driving.
Dude, they were driving.
They were
They were
smashing
having,
in that fucking little tunnel.
dude, 40 in that little tunnel.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I've only been in like one Tesla one time at night, so I couldn't even see anything that was going on. But they're so boring inside.
I'm not a huge fan of the button to get out. Like I like a good old fashioned door handle of some sort. The button was
Yeah,
super
something
weird.
mechanical.
I'd never experienced
Yeah,
that. That was definitely new.
I think vets have that, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yeah.
They
You know,
have a they have a manual one as well, but if I'm not mistaken, vets have the electric door handle.
forgot about those. It just
I'm
seemed
not a vet
foreign
guy,
that that
so
was the only option, I guess. I don't know. It struck me as odd.
yeah, I didn't love it either. Then again, everything I drive is fucking old. I mean, the newest car I do own is a drift car, and it's the only reason I own it is because it was $1,000.
Fair enough. The newest one I've got is the Eva. It's 2010. It's still kind of on that edge of still being kind of a more dumb car. I'm gonna get some water real quick.
Yeah, yeah. What made you get the Evo?
I thought it'd be really cool to have national anthems with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and it was also a compromise because I totally wanted this 2017 white Mustang. This thing looks awesome.
You wanted a white Mustang?
Yeah, I did. I really liked that car. Out of all the
Is the
test drives,
2017 version the S550?
I don't know the chassis codes that well for the Mustangs.
Is it the same one that
I think
Alex
so.
and
Yeah,
Elliot drive?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was by far like out of the box. Those things are wild.
I assume
I
the missus said no because you guys got two kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She said that I needed the rear doors, so the
That's
compromise was
that's
the
fair.
Evo. Yeah.
That's fair. Or you could have bought a CTS.
Uh, I
I
don't
know
know.
they're not for you. I know you don't like America. It's all right.
I No, I do. I really like a lot more American cars than anything else. But those are all like classics.
Yeah, same. I'm in the same boat. I like some of the new stuff, just definitely not the GTO. I can't see your face, man. Can you up your camera?
Up
Yeah.
right there.
There you go. Perfect.
Or better. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. What's your plan for next year? Oh wait, no, no, no. Actually, you drift, don't you? We didn't even get into that.
I have. I have.
You
And
have,
yes.
but you're so
And,
heavily involved in the drift community. How do you not drift?
uh, I'm I'm kind of a lot more interested personally in like time attack type stuff. So like I've taken the Evo out on ABS when
Mm-hmm.
there's good little breaks at nighttime events or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and just ran it around the track. And that's just so fun to me.
Okay.
Just pushing a car like as fast as you can get it around
Mm-hmm.
without it getting out of control. But like in 2020, me and my buddy Tim built this convertible BMW,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole goal was for the two of us to learn how to drive a drift car. And that we did, and that poor car suffered as a result.
What happened to it? Is that? I think I know what Tim you're talking about.
It got smashed up. It went through a lot.
Oh, really?
But, but a good buddy of mine, Eric, has it now, and he wants to do something with it at some point. The
Not Eric Healy, right?
motors, no, different Eric.
Okay. The motor. What about the motor in it?
That got sold to someone that I think it's still out turning laps. That was something that
Nice.
like me and Tim rebuilt, like the timing and oil pump and all sorts of stuff in
Mm-hmm.
2020, and it's still kicking. It's crazy.
Nice. So who broke the car? You or Tim?
Uh,
Tim or Tim?
Tim did it.
Tim broke it.
Tim's always at fault.
Isn't he building another car right now too? Or three?
Yeah, he's got I don't know what he's got hanging out at the house, but I know he just picked up a 350Z.
Yeah.
And then
He
he's
was
got
also.
a 95 E36 coupe that he wants to build as the competition car.
Yeah, he was at that competition I was at this past weekend. He was the other judge, one of the other judges, and
Nice.
then you know Michael with the black Z. He does the live stream stuff
What?
for Hot Pit.
I'm breaking up.
Do Do you know Michael?
Michael?
Yeah, the guy that does the live stream stuff for Hot
Yeah,
Pit.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I love Michael.
he was the other judge.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, actually, he and I went to go eat after that event because we found out we live like down the street from each other.
Oh, nice.
So we hit Gen Barbecue,
Ooh.
and I fucking hated myself by the time we left. I ate as much, if not more, than we did when we went to sushi in Vegas.
I think honestly, if they had continued to come to the table, we probably would have continued.
I would have ate probably two more rolls. I'm a fat
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Would I?
It was
I could have
honestly
hated
later that I
myself a
hated
little bit
myself.
more.
It was when we started walking that the self-loathing started to kick in. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
belly
it
full of
was
sushi. But,
fucking
oh,
miserable.
we got to walk
Yeah.
all the way over here to go get picked up.
Oh, that's one part. So you guys got in Wednesday. What'd you guys do Wednesday? Let's go over SEMA. We'll actually talk about how fucking crowded it is.
So got up around 6:30, took the kids to school by 7:20, came home, loaded up the car, went straight to Vegas, made a couple stops for like food and bathroom, stretching the legs,
Mm-hmm.
but got to the Airbnb, kind of hung out with everyone. Jackson and his whole crew, they're full swing in a ping pong tournament.
Nice.
They're going full bore. I got my ass kicked. Like I don't remember his name, but dude, he made me feel like I had no idea what I was doing at all. All I could achieve was to like get there and hit the ball, but there was no control over where it was going. It was just getting shot somewhere.
You're like, but I made contact.
I made contact. Seven
That's
times.
funny.
Seven.
Did you even go to SEMA on Wednesday?
Yeah, we all packed up at a certain point. I think we were maybe there like 20, 30 minutes, and we all packed up went to SEMA, caught the Ubers. I forgot my wallet in the car,
That's right.
like a complete idiot. Still got to go and get our passes. So me and Brittany have to Uber back to the Airbnb by ourselves and then back to the same spot to go. We thought the registration stuff was like in the one spot.
Mm-hmm.
As we were walking around, we are like, oh, we could have gone to like any one of these halls. They all have one, like just inside, like how you would get into the building.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't have to go to this one specific spot, but whatever.
Yeah, I found that afterwards too. I wonder if you can get your pass mailed to you in
Yeah,
advance.
yeah, 100%.
That would be so much easier than going to that fucking line.
Yeah, I lagged out on it like a complete idiot, dude. Like I knew at least by June that I
Mm-hmm.
was probably gonna end up there, and then still like just procrastinated on actually doing it until like I think it was I think it was like the beginning of October. It's like, oh yeah, I should do that.
Oh, you fucking waited last minute. Okay, so did I.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then what? Hot pit party.
Hot pit party
Uh,
after we went to SEMA, and after that, other people they continued to do stuff, but I was tired. Me and Brittany went to bed, wake up, go there, and we went to that bagel spot right there by I think it's the Central Hall.
yep. I gotta go there next time.
Dude,
You brought up that bagel like 4 times throughout the day. Like you forgot you told me the story.
you know why? Is because I was remembering that I had like a little bit left over of that bagel sandwich in my backpack,
Uh huh.
but I wasn't like ready to eat it. And then after a certain point, I was like, I think I waited too long. I was scared to eat it.
That's right. I remember
It
that.
was every time I was thinking about that sandwich, I was like, man, should have eaten that. Should have eaten more of it and just like hated myself a little.
Yeah, that was funny. Get out of here. Huh? Who? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, my kid's bothering me.
Oh no, you're good.
That was rude. That was rude. Get out of here.
No, you're good. I get it. I have
No.
to.
Uh, no, he's looking for a dog. He's like, I only count three. There should be four here. Um, but I forgot I left one of my dogs in here with me because
Mm.
he's the quiet. My old fucking dog is quiet. He doesn't bother nobody. Um, yeah, the hot pit party. Let's get into that. Fucking T Pain
Dude,
and Hurt rap that. What is that song?
uh,
Baby got brap.
baby got brap. Yeah, dude, that was
Yeah,
wild. The way the entire room just like condensed with people that
to that
quickly
one area.
was like, whoa.
Yeah,
And then all the phones had to go up. Like, dude, that was wild.
yeah.
I
It
don't
went.
even
There
know
was
how
like
we got to that point.
probably close to what, like 200 people there, if not more.
I have no idea. I would have to ask RJ or Jeff. They would
Yeah, it
have
was.
an exact idea of how many people were there.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Dude.
It was crazy. I never thought I'd see T Pain perform.
And Jared was killing it. That was the
Seeing these people outside of their being a professional
yeah.
drifter, putting the face on for FD and stuff like that. I think it was definitely a sight to see,
Oh,
and it was cool. Like
absolutely.
you get to see like their actual personality, like seeing Vaughn with the beer in his hand,
Yeah.
or Chelsea. What did he? I don't know if they did. If they didn't, I couldn't. I don't actually don't remember now that I think about it. But just being there and a part of the party,
Dude,
just
a
chilling.
100%. Like, the bar we went to in Seattle, that was that was wild. Like,
Mm-hmm.
literally, like, only a few people weren't there. Like we're talking
Oh,
about
really? But
the playlist on the jukebox, and Chelsea's talking about the hardcore music, and Meshuggah Bleed is playing, and I'm like, dude, what is this? What is this? You got Kevin
yeah,
Lawrence right here, Vaughn's right there, Jeff's over there, Dean, James Dean. Like, there's so many people. Jeff
yeah.
stealing everyone's hat.
I'm not saying I hung out with them because I didn't. Like we just happened to be in the same place, but just seeing the people just be themselves, you're like, oh yeah, you're a real person.
Yeah,
You're not the pro drifter right now.
yeah,
You're
no,
just some guy at a bar.
that's my favorite part. Is just
Yeah.
we're all just people.
I think you kind of forget.
I don't know why. I've never really viewed drifting that way. Because like even like the people that are up there, like they started from like the base grassroots,
Yeah.
right? Like even
Yeah.
like
I think
Forsberg,
people only realize that when they get
history
into
records.
the
Why?
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's people who think like that, or people are not that aren't actively doing the sport. Like maybe they're just a fan of Formula Drift. So they have like an assumption like, oh, these dudes are getting paid.
Hmm.
As opposed to someone who like, oh, let me look and see what this cost. Because if you Google what's the salary for an FD driver, it tells you a dollar amount.
Hmm. I
But
don't know.
no,
Just when I look at the pits, all I see is the work that goes into making all that happen. Even setting up
yeah,
those canopies, it's a whole production. Like it that part's insane. Like how much gets built up. Like Irwindale, we did I think it was like a NIS Fest the weekend
mm-hmm.
before Irwindale, and then to go there the next weekend and see Formula Drift and what they built, it was insane. There's so much more going on and so much work that has to go into putting that on. I don't know if that's maybe just like a perspective from like helping out with like the hot pit stuff, but like it's like the little things like putting trash cans in all of the hot pit stalls so that people have a
Mm-hmm.
place to throw their water bottles. If you don't do it or someone else doesn't do it, then it's not going to happen.
Mm.
So like it's
Wait, do you guys have to set up the track too?
oh, yeah.
That's not orange.
No.
They're like, damn,
They help us with
that sucks.
the K rails, like the media box stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like yeah, like Rob helps with stuff like Rob Schneider. He's super super
Rob
rad.
Schneider,
Yeah,
L
he
King's dad.
everyone calls him Robert, but yeah, he's a
Wait,
dope dude
who's
too.
Robert?
He's
You talking about Rob,
works
like
with
Flavor Express Rob, or someone else?
no Orange Show Rob. They have
Oh,
a
okay.
Rob.
I don't think I met him,
He's
or
like
maybe I
their
have. I just
like
don't know his
main
name.
guy for the track stuff.
Gotcha. I remember like one dude, but I didn't. I never caught his name.
It's
Uh,
Rob Schneider, dude.
Probably. Does he look like Rob Schneider? Because I feel like I would know. I would
Not at
remember
all.
that. I would be like, that guy looks like Rob Schneider.
No, not at all.
He'd be like, it's me, Jessica.
Oh my god, dude. That's too much.
Yeah. So yeah, the Hot Pit party. We fucking got to see T Pain and Hurt perform their what is that, a duet? I don't want to say a duet. That's their
I think
song together.
I think that's technically what that could be considered, right?
I think it's a feature. I think it's Hurt's featured on T Pain's song. I don't know how that works.
I
I'm not
think
in the
that's
music
just
industry.
a modern vocabulary workaround for duet. Then.
It's a nicer word.
If it
It's a
takes
less
two of
feminine.
them,
It's a less feminine word for duet.
I think
It
it's
does
just
seem
a
a little bit
new
feminine.
term, the same thing.
Yeah. uh, Jared being there,
Dude,
and I've
they're,
never heard that
they're
guy
super
curse.
rad.
Yeah, never hearing him curse like on FD, and then realizing how much he can
Oh
when
yeah,
he's had a few beers. I was like, oh shit.
I met him at Jeff's livery reveal at
Mm.
Adrian's shop, and Matt Perkins was telling Jared to tell me how fucked I am for signing up to help for the year. And Jared
Mm-hmm.
just turned immediately. He's like, "Oh yeah, you fucked up." I was like, "Oh, that's great. That's great."
Uh, it's crazy to to see that and then see how much self control he has, like
Yeah,
when he's on. Like
it gives you
once
that
that on
extra
air thing comes
perspective.
on, it he shuts that shit off.
Yeah, like, dude,
Uh, I have
that's
like a
what.
whole new respect for him.
Yeah, like, dude, it's super respect worthy to just keep
Mm-hmm.
rattling stuff off,
Mm-hmm.
and like he does the best job. Like I got excited when I heard him announcing for Rallycross with
Mm-hmm.
Nitro. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
is that Jared? Hell yeah, hell yeah!" That makes this a little bit more exciting because he's just such a bright personality.
Yeah, it's weird that he gets like this weird hate from all walks of life. I get it. You're not gonna please everybody. But I'm like, oh, I don't understand what he's like. They're like, oh, he said something wrong. I'm like,
You
I
can't
say shit
please
wrong all the
everyone.
time. Jesus.
You can't please everyone.
Yeah. No, no, you can't. I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite part about life.
There's always gonna be some complaints from somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Especially
I
doing
like
something
disappointing
that's like
people.
subjected so heavily to public view.
Yeah,
It's back
definitely
on
public scrutiny.
national TV.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, he was really cool. And then when we saw him in line the next day, I was
Yeah.
like, you don't hate yourself. You don't hate yourself right now because you were not looking too good last time
Oh,
I saw you.
dude. I could hear it in his voice though. Like I could hear it when
Oh,
we
like
went
it.
by
Well, he's
the
been talking all
burn
week.
yard. Yeah. That's why I was like asking him like how that was feeling because like I could hear the pitch in his voice. It was getting
Hmm.
heavily worked the entire
I wonder
week.
if he does anything for that. Yeah, I wonder if he does anything to like help himself out, like maybe something that singers do.
He's probably got some tricks that help him get through because dude,
Yeah.
I lost my voice after Atlanta. I was so stoked
Oh, really?
when
Was it a
Rudy
party
won.
or?
No,
Uh huh.
just I was so stoked when Rudy won, especially being in the S13 coupe and being able to like go from Hot Pit where like I pointed at this guy and told him to go, and then to go there
Hmm.
and see him go so far. Like he got
Yeah.
up on the podium, and I was just super stoked, and I was just yelling, "Fuck yeah, Rudy!" And dude, I destroyed my.
Uh, what's you you have a thing for S13s? What's going on with that? Because I know
I
you
kind of
mentioned earlier that someone offered to trade. That hasn't happened yet, but.
no, my buddy straight up told me day before yesterday. He's like, "Yeah, you know that S13 shell that I told you about when one of your buddies needed a shell, possibly.
Hmm.
You can have it if you want it." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you can have
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
Yeah, the S13 would be dope.
Hmm.
It'd especially be rad to build that up into something that my son or daughter could drive. That would be the most rad."
That'd be cool. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. As a parent, I kind of want Jacob, my son, to drive the new car because he can
Hmm.
reach the pedals now. He's 12. I think it's time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Are you gonna do the? So, what are your plans with the car? If what are you?
I don't know. I haven't really had that much time to come up with a plan. Aside
Mm-hmm,
from, I would need a front subframe or cross member, sorry.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think like a time attack inspired something streetable would be super rad.
That'd be dope. You can do LS.
Yeah, probably. I do have a thing for LSs. There's just the biggest difference, especially if it's going to have like a manual transmission,
Mm-hmm.
is LSs for the most part, especially if they don't have a welded diff, it's not locked up in the rear. You just
Mm-hmm.
roll the clutch out and they move. Like Corvettes
Yeah.
moving them around, you just roll the clutch out and it goes. LS swap 350Zs. Until you're turning a lot, you roll the clutch out, they just go. It's that
Yeah.
low end torque at idle that just, yeah, would make a huge difference. Especially like a bar certified, fully street legal version. That would be super cool.
Do you have a motor?
No, but
Do you
LSs
have a?
are pretty easy to come by.
Huh?
LSs are
Yeah,
pretty
for
easy to
sure.
come by though.
Absolutely.
We have this
Absolutely.
guy that drives around the shop every now and then, and he's got like $100 or $200 LS in this crappy trailer.
Is that the one Corey bought? Corey told me a story about that recently.
Yeah, he bought one
He
for a
bought one
hundred
of them.
bucks. He's basically just taking them out of cars and gonna go melt them
But
down, recycle them, and
it's in
figure.
his.
Yeah, it's in his car
Oh
now.
shit! I was just yeah. He just started his car too last weekend. Well, we were all at SEMA.
Yeah,
He's getting
exactly.
shit done.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at him.
I gotta weld a couple more things on his radiator. Couple more things.
Gotcha.
We have to do a filler
Gotcha.
neck, kind of move some things, plug some holes,
Yeah.
full like custom radiator to keep it front mount.
Oh, that's right.
Hmm.
He did say he was keeping it front mount, but he wanted to use AN fittings, which is
Oh, you're breaking
expensive
up.
though. He mentioned that he wanted to stick with using AN fittings,
Yeah,
um, even on a front mount. So he's going 20 AN, and that shit's expensive.
yeah. Just the fittings alone, like the jump from 16 to 20,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, whoa, oh, that's a big jump in between there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'll try to help him out with some pricing on some stuff when he comes over this weekend.
Yeah.
See if
Well,
I can save him a few dollars.
now he's
Did he
talking
already buy
about
everything?
wanting to do nitrous.
Yeah. He likes building the car.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of the same thing, so I ain't even mad at him.
It's
Uh,
a pretty easy thing to fall into because it's so exciting.
mm-hmm. It is. It 100% is. I hope that he goes out and drives it this year, though.
Soon, soon.
Hopefully, are you gonna do? Are you gonna go to the booty flavor or the flavor hustle, whatever, the
I gotta look
Hustlers
at the
Express event?
yeah, Hustler Express.
Huh?
Yeah, Booty Flavor is a good name, but the Hustler Express. I need to look at the calendar. I've been
Uh,
so focused on all these things, all these different events and whatnot, and then all through October was just a mad dash to get stuff done. All these
mm-hmm.
little odds and ends to help out the guys over at Society, like last minute harness
Oh,
bar.
his last minute stuff.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
ton of last minute stuff. Slammed out a
Got him.
little like 4 point harness bar thing for Oscar's
Mm-hmm.
car. that one turned out super rad too.
Oscar's the one I met, right?
Yes,
The one that was there earlier.
I believe so. I mean, you at least met, I think, and Oscar
Maybe.
at the very
I'm
minimum.
terrible with names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good with names. I'm a dirtbag.
At a certain point, you kind of can't remember them all. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. I
guilty
wish
of
everyone
having
understood
like
that.
the track friendships that like you guys know each other to a certain degree, but like direct names, we're both on a, like, hey, what's up, dude?
That was us.
Yeah, yeah,
That was us just a week ago.
yeah. We like hung out the most we ever have in Vegas.
Yeah, good place to hang out.
Yeah, lots of time to
Good
walk
place
and
to
talk.
get dude. That's where you really get to know somebody. Somebody who's all trashed,
Oh yeah,
just talking out of their ass.
oh yeah.
Uh, I
And
hope we
then
go again next year. Maybe
Fremont,
we'll plan some better
the Fremont experience
activities.
in itself is wild.
Yeah.
It's
Did
something
you guys go
else
up on?
every
Well,
time. You
it was a
tried
good
getting
time.
me beaten by some girls that were barely dressed.
Oh yeah, the little dominatrix
Yeah,
circle.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Brittany like
should have did it
locked
when you
eyes
had the
with her,
chance.
and then you guys were
Yeah.
both trying to get me beaten. And I'm like, no. We
Yes.
walked by
Yep.
earlier, and she was like
Uh,
wailing on that
you
dude.
know,
And I'm like, no, no.
I'm a good third wheel. I know that for a fact. But I'm a better third wheel to a toxic couple because I fucking love to instigate. And too bad you guys
Uh,
weren't toxic. Like you guys aren't a toxic couple. I was like, oh, I can't even start them. I can't even start a fight and go home and sleep in peace.
nope, you can't start shit. We're solid.
Yeah, she's cool, man.
We've been together for a long time. That's
Oh,
like,
good.
yeah, dude. At this point, she's 100% my best friend, dude.
Oh, that's
I don't
awesome.
care how that sounds. Like,
No, it doesn't sound.
she's the most
Yeah.
rad person. I
Uh
love her.
huh. Good. I think you're supposed to feel that way about your partner. So good for
So
you.
too. But like,
Um.
you'd be surprised how many people are just like, fuck. Like the
Yeah.
classic,
It's.
you know how it is. You're married. You can't stay out late. No, I just she gets mad at me if I end up like out at like 3 or 4 a.m. freaking working on some stupid
Yeah.
project in here when I have track work to do with Hot Pit the next day. She got mad at me this year when I did that.
Oh. Yeah. Probably because it doesn't want you to fall asleep at the starting line.
Yeah. Hour and a half of sleep isn't sufficient to be doing those things, but I Ironmanned it through. That was a crazy event. Jeff got jumped over by an off-road Ultra 4
What event was that one?
Field Fest. Yeah, Field Fest.
Huh?
I think it was
Field
Field
Fest?
Fest.
Oh, okay. Because I had heard about that, but I was like, what event was that? Because I didn't see it.
Yeah, he had
They
a
posted about it.
Ultra 4 car jump over him.
Nice. I
I
want
was
to do
trying to
cool stuff
pitch
like
the
that one
idea,
day
let's
when
reverse
I
it
grow up.
for 24. Let's have Jeff jump over the Ultra 4 ramp to ramp.
Mid drift,
Yeah,
sideways,
yeah. I don't know.
like I used to do with my Hot Wheels.
It sounds ridiculous.
It does. It's supposed to. Uh, but what are your plans for next year? Are you doing Hot Pit? You doing
Yeah.
FD? Because you are heavily involved in the drift scene for somebody who doesn't drift.
Well, I want to drift it again. I've been getting the itch more and more
Okay.
here lately. Been definitely feeling the vibes. Want to at least like maybe go out and drive one of those drift zone 350s or something. Something.
For $25 a lap.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's worth it. I mean, it's worth it
So
for somebody who doesn't have the means and the vehicle.
it's totally worth it when you don't feel like breaking your own stuff,
Yeah, that's
right?
fair.
That's the best argument. But next year, yeah, I want to continue to do all these things, like as long as they'll have me. Like it's a wild ride, and I want to figure out how to make all of the things work.
Yeah. How would you say you're handling the whole management side of it? As far as like managing your time, like
Um,
as somebody who's a business owner, a family man, um, and you still have to, commit to 6 weeks. Well, if you go back to FD, committing to basically 6 weeks of your time out of the year to do
Sentence.
that.
It feels like you're on a roller coaster and you don't have any of the
Mm-hmm.
safety harness stuff on. And you're just like clinging
Mm-hmm.
onto this thing.
Yeah,
You're like, oh shit, there's another backflip. But I
and you
selfishly,
just brace yourself for it.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
100%. And then you just try to like do what the things that you know you have to do. And then I
Mm-hmm.
selfishly want to spend as much time with my family as possible. So, like on the weekends, I do my absolute best to be there
Yeah.
and not have to go to work. So, it's a general like Monday through Friday, I consider my hours fair game after I drop the kids off at school, but I try to do my best to at least get home to see him before it's bedtime.
Gotcha. So, but you're still doing that, like, I take my kids to school every morning
Hmm.
tradition with that.
Yeah,
Got it. Got it. That's good. Okay. Cause,
is just something
uh,
that I started doing, and like I don't want to stop doing that because
yeah.
at the very least, I want to be there each day in that way.
Yeah. In some way, shape, or form, and you
Yeah,
found one. There's some people who are just like, oh, I just work all day, and my fucking wife does every other thing that needs to be done with these children or
I,
whatever it is, their family.
my buddy Chad, he's the hardest worker I know, and he does his best as well. But what he's limited
Mm-hmm.
to is seeing him a little bit in the morning, just a little bit, and then like a video call sometime before they go to bed. But he's got like
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
three
a.
businesses running out of the same shop,
Oh, shit.
doing
Yeah.
so much work for himself and everyone else with not as many people as you would think. It's just like a super demanding job, high skill level too. It was my buddy that does the Harley pipes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just like rapid production, I
it's
assume, because Harleys are a hot
so,
commodity.
so many pipes, dude. Like 40 of this part number, 20 of this one, 10 of this one, blah, 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 each week type stuff.
And aren't you getting into production like that too? Or the
Yeah.
goal is to, at least?
Yeah, that's something that I'm trying to work into getting fully set up. Like the back
Mm-hmm.
bars were like one of the first ideas. Like it's something that's for drifting, it's consumable. And then with like
Absolutely.
the convertible in 2020, I got to see these things crash tested a lot between
Mm-hmm.
me and Tim, bending these things, figuring out like how strong you can make them do the job and not destroy the frame rails, hopefully. Like the
Yeah.
bottom line is if you mess up that bad, no, it's all fair game. But
Did
if it's a
you? make? I was gonna ask you, did you make any for the E90 chassis?
The E90.
Because I know you have one. Yeah.
I need to get the updated front plate design cut out because it's really similar to uh, the 1 Series.
Oh,
We
is
just
it?
changed the tube a little bit, and then the base plates need to be a little bit bigger.
Mm.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
the
because I
answer is
want to
yes.
get mine done.
I
Good to
got
know.
to. We've even got this cool little like spike in our jack points for like the OEM
Mm.
chassis stuff,
What's that do?
or even like using them on like the comp stuff.
You're cutting out.
They key into the Harbor Freight jacks like perfectly. And if you take
Okay.
the pad off, there's like a little bolt right there. Or if you take it the entire cup off, there's another hole. And it just keys into that. So when you jack up the car, it's not gonna slip out. Like, when you need to pull a car sideways, you have the jacks slide off. That's
Mm-hmm.
always sketchy. So figured out that those things key in like that. And it's a pretty interesting aesthetic as well. It's a little spike. Works super good though.
I see you make some little bitty parts for my little shitty car.
What are you
Maybe
on my website?
I am. Maybe I'll buy some
What's your honest opinion
bash
of the
bars.
website? Because I like
It's
learned
actually pretty dope.
all
I'm
of
not
that
gonna lie.
stuff and made it all myself with
Looks good. What'd you use?
GoDaddy, which I've been told
Nice.
now was probably not the best. But
Looks fine to me.
yeah, well, all of the websites from some of my friends that have told me that other stuff works better. Like,
Oh, like Shopify and shit. I heard
dude,
the
I
same
don't
thing.
I don't want to go through and have to recreate all of that. Like that was a lot to get the way it is.
You're like, it's already working. Why are you gonna fuck it up?
Yeah, like at one point I had I don't even know how to describe this guy's job, but this guy hit me up. He's like a marketing guy of some sort,
Mm-hmm.
and he like told me like a list of things that I was doing wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and then told me how much it would be to fix it. So naturally, I Googled what I was doing wrong and fixed at least half of them myself.
Gotcha.
I mean, for $1,500, like, come on, I'm willing to learn some stuff.
Yeah, I'm a cheap ass man. I will look into something before I let somebody else do it for me.
Yeah,
Except for right now, I think I need a social media person because I don't have the like I we've had this conversation.
yeah,
I do not have
yeah.
the attention span for it. Oh, you sell
Oh,
350Z bash bars? Oof.
wait, that's like the DIY spirit, dude. And that's why we make like the DIY kits. That
You have a
and
350C DIY kit?
yeah.
You know
So
what?
like
Oh, I
sell
just
the
it's
parts so
people
you
with
can just kind of put it together. So if the chassis is bent a little, the bar is straight to the car. Hmm.
that's a really good idea. I was mostly shitting on 350Z owners with bash bars and no front bumper.
Mm.
Or any drifter with a bash bar and no front bumper like an asshole.
I don't know. I like it sometimes. I think
Uh,
it's a
I
situational
feel
thing.
like absolutely. I just think the car isn't complete without a bumper, and I think they should be on there. They're
I don't
there
know.
for a
My
reason.
my buddy Matt that gave me this super rad uh, canvas print up on the
Mm-hmm.
wall. He came in with his S13 and was his whole goal was, I want a bash bar that is gonna look rad, do the things, but I want it to look rad even without the bumper on. But he totally had the KBD bumper. Like, dude, it came
Mm-hmm.
out really, really cool. There's like little bits of the bar kind of poking out in places that just make it look
I'm
aggressive
just
even underneath the bumper.
I'm just being a fucking hater.
Yeah, don't be
Oh,
so
I did
negative.
see the. I finally got to see your that little cool trick you did on Alex de Armand's car on his 350Z.
Yeah,
Can we talk about the old pork and beans?
the jack point.
Yeah,
What about it?
that thing's fucking dope. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I took a picture of it, but if not, I'll ask Alex for one.
It's
You made a little peepee. Not even a
so
little peepee. You made a fucking horse peepee as his
it-
jack point.
it's a dangler. Like it was a bent piece of tubing.
The dangler. Yeah,
It's
that thing's
actually like
huge.
a scrap piece of chromoly too.
Oh shit,
I was just like,
you're fancy.
this would be perfect. It'll be stronger for achieving this goal. The balls are actually the gusset that support it, so it doesn't bend.
Mm-hmm.
But, like
Yeah.
it's all
Just
perfect.
there's just a Alex the Armand's car is jacked up by a horse dick.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I brought it up on his podcast. I might have. I might have.
So
Um.
what happened is he brought the car in. He had had a little encounter with a wall with the back
Hmm.
bumper,
He just had another one.
and it was time to kind of refresh the rear tube structures
Hmm.
and make it like something that's more like replaceable. Like
Okay.
he bent another one, so I gotta figure out. I was an idiot and I didn't write down which plates they were. I gotta get the right plates for him, and we'll make him another one. But he had this like plasma cut wiener on the old one,
Okay.
and he made the solid request that the wiener must stay. And
Okay.
I was picking up material for the project in the morning at the supply store, and I saw the steel balls and didn't really think too much of it. And then I found the 1.5 inch ID pipe cap,
Hmm.
and it like all clicked. And I was like, oh, maybe I could do something wild like that. And
Yeah.
make the jacking point a dick.
That's
Bought
funny.
those,
Uh.
took them back to the
Uh.
shop, stuck all the things up on a table, sent him a picture, and was like, Jack point? He said, yes, I love it. So I was like,
Oh.
dude, don't play with me. I'm being serious. I'll really weld this on your car. And he's like, yeah, me too. Let's fucking go. I was like, all right, let's go. I'm not gonna lie. I think I welded that thing on too early because there was still a few things that needed to happen underneath the car, and it got really awkward after because like I'm trying to weld some stuff.
Yeah, it's like in your mouth, or how's it
It's like
work?
it's like right there, and I'm like, dude, why did I do that?
You went to go move your face and like brush your nose over it.
Yeah, and like
Like,
I had to weld the backside of the balls. Like it got weird. I was like regretting my decision to create
did you
this.
put it in your mouth?
No, but I'm pretty sure if you talk to Alex, I can set something up for you to try.
No. I'm good. I'm good. I sold the car this weekend. I'm gonna pass.
You're gonna pass?
Uh, yeah.
Why you scared of
It
it?
did. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm into that.
You don't think you're into that?
No, nope. I definitely have never been like, oh, I wonder what this would feel like in my mouth, and I
It would
think
taste like
we're
paint and
good.
steel.
What if it tasted like the opposite of the stuff I do like? I would. That would not be cool. Um,
I think what you're scared of is that you'd like it.
Maybe. You never know. You never know. I think. I think I'm gonna need you to make me a firewall though. I have like
I don't
everything
want.
planned out in my head for the new car, and I am shit when it comes to sheet metal, and I mean absolute trash when it
Sheet
comes to
metal's
sheet
always
metal.
fun, dude.
Huh?
Sheet metal is fun.
Maybe for you. I don't have the patience.
Play with a little bit of cardboard, some tape, scissors, and then you got to do the
Mm-hmm.
real thing again.
No. No, I don't have the patience for that. That would piss me off.
It's all just
That's why I never get too far. Yep, that sounds like a better idea. Um, yeah. I still haven't even picked that car up. I'm waiting. I gotta finish RJ's wiring. Corey's supposed to come over this weekend and help
bad.
me get the most of it done. Um, but I want to start on the wiring this weekend, hopefully, because I want to have it done before Thanksgiving if I can.
Thanksgiving, you're running out of time.
The good news about wiring is I can do it at night. Um, the next episode of this podcast is my 5th year episode.
Oh my god.
Um, yeah, it's gonna be 5 years. So I'm gonna do like a solo episode and kind of just uh talk by myself like an asshole. And yeah, I think I'll have a little bit more time because I can wire at night. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
Um, it's just when I have to like cut shit or
I have no
use
patience
any
for
power
wiring.
tool.
Zero.
Really?
No.
It doesn't bother me.
I think
I've
it's
gotten better at it too. I think
the
RJ's car is gonna come out better.
the OCD kicks in, and then I know that there's like a whole like another like realm of things that need to be known,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd just rather let a professional handle the wiring.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm no professional. The only knowledge I do have when it comes to wiring, to be honest, is like within like my work life, which is wiring up fire alarm panels or just low voltage stuff. But wiring a car is a whole different animal. I've learned. I was every other car that I've done, it got done, and it was not like nothing ever failed. I've never had a wiring failure. Um, but I
Oh,
would
good.
say it was never the prettiest.
We had
Like
we
it could
had
have
plenty
been
of
much
issues
nicer.
in the vert. We had so many.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
figuring out what
did you
you
guys
can
like
remove.
modify a stock harness?
Yeah, we like trimmed everything down. Tim took care of all of that stuff and just figuring out, frankly, the hard way on a lot of these things,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to trim it all down and condense it. Like, we don't need all of this stuff. We don't have electric
Mm-hmm.
seats anymore. We don't have cruise control, ABS. Like, so many systems can just go by the wayside. But if you
Yeah.
start cutting into the wrong stuff, these cars just, they just stop working.
Yeah, that's understandable. I've never cut a wiring harness out, or I'm sorry, I've never like made a stock wiring harness work. I've always just kind of made one from scratch.
Hmm.
And that's been super helpful. So I've never had like a wiring issue. Any wiring issue I did have is like resolved during testing when I go to flyer everything on. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I don't have fucking power going to this or that. You know what I mean? I verify it and I correct it.
Yeah.
But I don't like have shorts in my shit or anything like that. So I got that
Okay.
going for me. But I think RJ's car, I planned a little bit better ahead since I know they have everything kind of installed already.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna make his wiring harness honestly completely removable from the vehicle in the
That's
event
that's right.
he
Yeah,
decides to switch chassis. Like my last car in the Cadillac, I kept my wiring harness, but I had to cut it out of the car
yeah. So you
because it.
making RJ's like a fully modular wiring system.
Yeah, so like in let's just say, knock on wood that this never happens, but let's just say that car gets damaged to the point where he needs to,
Swap to a different
switch
cell.
chassis. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, to a different shell. Like he'd be able to pull everything off of this and move it onto the new one.
That kind of foresight is like part of the like spirit to drifting, in my opinion. Like the crazy things we
Absolutely.
do to prep these
Uh huh.
cars to go hit things and be so easy to replace. Because like most of the stuff we try to build around that like 5 minute rule idea, right?
Correct.
It's that part's always amazing, in my opinion. The different ways to achieve these different goals and the
Yeah.
foundation.
And it's also like just been so widely accepted, like especially from like a competition standpoint. But this is 100% a contact sport, and
Hmm.
shit's gonna happen. You're gonna end up in a wall at some point when you're driving. I would say
Exactly.
maybe not so much the grassroots guys, because the grassroots guys can.
It's not so
There is,
common, but we've got Josh Mason with some coilovers on his bash bars, and I friggin' love it.
yeah, yeah.
I love
Do
it.
you? I it's very interesting. I'm so curious as to how it feels in the driver's seat though.
It looks like it feels very strange because there's clearly that moment where you know that the car just hit the wall,
Mm-hmm.
but it works super well at like absorbing it and not bringing the nose around at the wall.
I wonder what like the
So that
geometry is on
splits.
that to like get like the perfect stroke out of the shock, but
Yeah,
to also the bend out of the arm, like
like
whatever
some of the
fucking bash
first
bar you're making.
questions I had for him is like, how did you end up with this specific setup? And
Mm-hmm.
it all basically rooted off of I had these coilovers, so did the math for all of this stuff. Honestly, after a
Yeah.
certain point, there's only so much you can do before it
Mm-hmm.
fully collapsed, and now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then including that coilover rod that goes right down the center.
Mhm. But
Yeah,
dude,
that's
Josh
when I,
did
I
a
was
fantastic job with that car.
absolutely that car is the reason I decided to go with the chassis.
Like
Um,
you were asking about like some of the safety stuff for Hot Pit. Josh's car, as an example, is just like, dude, hell yeah. Like
he's a super
everything.
yeah,
So
he's a really good fab guy though.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, and he also does he's also very safety oriented.
yeah. And it's things like that that make my job doing that really really easy because I can just yep, mm-hmm, 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 yep.
Exactly.
All these things are in line. All of these things are in spec. All this stuff's legit. That's like the majority of our field there. We hardly ever have that
Yeah.
many issues. Some of the worst things are like showing up with a cracked window.
Uh I'm not gonna lie. I did the drift demo with the biggest cracked windshield you'd ever seen. Like it went from the driver's side down all the way across over to the passenger side.
Yeah. The bottom
And
line
it
is we want it to be safe and we want you to drive.
mhm.
Right? Like buy runs suck.
Don't worry, you weren't yeah, don't worry, you weren't there that day.
Oh yeah.
It was
I
the
would I
demo
would have
thing, and
I would have given you shit regardless, just cause.
hey, I got away with it. I'll take it. I really like that track though. I want to drive it again. I'm hoping I get to drive it next year, but I'm not jumping through hoops to get there.
Oh, dude. I think the tracks that we have here in SoCal are just a blessing.
Yeah, I heard that we used to get to drive California Speedway, but I heard that's gone now, right?
Yeah, they're tearing it down, I think. Like I
No,
saw a
what are they putting
picture
there?
the other day of the banking, like the asphalt on the bank being torn up. There's
That
dirt.
sucks.
Yeah.
History gone.
Well, I mean, look at
Can't have shit.
Merino Valley. Yeah,
What was in Moreno Valley?
Riverside International Speedway. It's like
I didn't
where
even
the
know there was a
mall is.
Speedway.
There's like still sections of the streets in Merino Valley that were the raceway.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. That's like the track that I think Ken Miles died there. Like,
The Ford guy?
yeah,
Oh shit. Like now I'm gonna fucking be on a rabbit hole later and trying to Google all this shit.
dude, it's actually really rad. My dad used to go to off-road races there constantly. He's got these just boxes of photos
Uh huh.
of like Walker Evans, Robbie Gordon, like so many of the off-road legends. So rad seeing all
Nice.
those pictures.
You grew up around cars for the
Yeah,
most part.
yeah.
Nice.
Like it was kind of an easy trajectory. Like my grandpa raced stock cars.
Mm-hmm.
Family was always going out to like the river or Glamis and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And then I had a extremely close like family friend thing going on at our like my childhood home where like me and my friend had like auxiliary parents. We could get our asses beat at either house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, like an uncle that built these off-road vehicles for
Mm-hmm.
all these legendary dudes, and just seeing what he was doing as a child and then all of the lifestyle stuff was just like,
Yeah.
that's an option. I
Mm-hmm.
can I can build cars for a living. And then like obviously when we were younger, Monster Garage was
Oh, I missed
heavy.
that show. Yeah, I remember that.
Like stuff like that. The Power Hour. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday mornings. What was that? What was
Yeah.
that Sunday? I don't remember anymore. It's been long enough.
It wasn't the Power Hour. I know what you're talking
The like
about.
trucks and the off-road
Extreme
show.
4x4.
Yeah, Extreme 4x4. Yeah, like
That's
all
fun.
of that. Like I just ate all of that up as a kid.
Power Block.
Yeah, the
Was it
power.
called Power Block?
I think
Yeah, it
so.
was called the Power Block. Overhauling. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I used to watch too. That was my shit growing up.
even Pimp
All
My
my
Ride,
friends were,
dude.
huh?
Even Pimp My Ride, dude.
I did watch Pimp My Ride. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was always
Really
curious as to
good.
what they. Sometimes you'd see some cool stuff on there, and then,
They turned
but
the
nine
Crown
time,
Vic into a skate park.
I don't remember that one. I
Dude.
have to see it. I have to go back and watch it. I
They
didn't
did
see every single episode.
some weird shit to like a Crown Vic that was a cop car.
Oh shit,
They
really?
made like the back bumper a skate rail and stuff.
I always remember like the stories being the funniest part. Like it was always the fucking saddest story you ever heard to get on Pimp My Ride.
It's because they
It
were like
was
making
like
it all up, dude.
It was like they fucking shot my dog, and my mom got her fucking foot cut off, and my dad got his liver taken away. Like it's always
So
some
I drive
fucking wild stories.
so I drive this busted ass Caprice.
Yeah. And I listen to the music in the car next to me. That's the only way the radio works.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
So let's put like a 30 speaker system in it for you, dude.
Yeah, and a fucking plasma
Yeah,
television when they were new.
let's just do some off the wall shit. I'm with
Yeah,
it, dude. I love it.
that's funny.
I'm
But
like the
I think
the biggest instigator for like any type of build. Like,
anything that's unnecessary.
yeah, like just an automotive extremist. Like whatever it is, like
Right.
I just love the modifying of it. Like, yeah, change it. You don't like
Absolutely.
it, change it. Do
But
something. Like make it yours.
absolutely. That's what I encourage too. I feel like speaking of making it yours, every this is gonna be not my problem. A lot of people in the drift community just have the same style car. I don't mean
Mm.
to be a hater, but a lot of people do. Um,
There is definitely a trend in drifting where people will do the same thing someone else has done, and
hmm
I think a lot of that just comes from oh, you know it's going to work to a certain degree. There's someone to ask, right?
I'm not talking about like suspension wise. I'm talking about more like the
No,
style aspect of
yeah,
drifting.
yeah. That's
Like, oh,
even I'm talking
your car
across
looks like
the
everyone
board.
else's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Even
looks.
for a second there, the liveries got kind of repetitive,
hmm
and like I'm super stoked on like guys like Daniel Albrecht. He's got like one of
Um.
my favorite liveries on his car. It's just like classic racing inspired,
hmm
but it's simple and it's just super striking. Like
I'd have to see it.
it's
I don't know which car that is.
it's a very cool looking E36, dude.
I want to see it now.
It's the one with the orange across the bottom. It's got like a cheetah print and stuff. Like I'm describing it terribly, but I
Or is it a silver car?
think it's white.
Or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
It's like
Is
white
he a
on
SoCal guy?
like some, huh?
Is he a SoCal guy?
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name?
Daniel Albrecht,
Daniel.
Albrecht Racing. Dude, Daniel's a shit too. I honestly love all of the guys at Hot Pit. It's
Oh yeah, that's
one of
exactly the
the
car I was thinking of.
see?
Oh, I don't know what. It's silver. Oh, it is white. It's white in the front.
Yeah,
Okay, I was thinking of the back where it's silver.
yeah. But it's got like a cheetah print in it too.
It does?
Yeah.
Where? I want to see it. I'm looking at his IG right now.
There's like little details that like really
Kind of like
add a
ghost,
lot of flair. Like it's a
ghost cheetah
super
print.
cool looking car.
Oh, I see the cheetah print. Okay, on the C pillars. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're like all holographic looking.
Yeah, he doesn't do a Hot Pit.
He has. I'm hoping that
Gotcha.
he can come back. He was doing a whole bunch of busy business stuff, bunch of life goal stuff from what I gather, which is super rad.
Yeah. It's trying to pay for this is not easy, so you do have to be somewhat successful.
Dude, honestly, every
Either
time it comes up, I always make my vote. Like, if the question is between like serious life stuff or stuff for a drift car, fuck the drift car. Like, handle your life first. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I know. I know.
I make
But
poor decisions.
we all need our outlets as
My
well.
son loves my son loves ramen. I just got lucky on that.
Who loves it? Yeah.
He loves ramen for dinner, 4 nights out of the week. But no, I'm terrible with it. Eventually I'll
We
grow
all
up.
have our
Not
vices.
this year, not this year, but maybe next year.
I'm working on building this place. So no race car. That's like what I'm doing instead of building the race car.
That's fair. But it gets you more money out of So maybe you can
That's
build a race. You can just buy one next time.
that's the idea. How rad would it be to just like buy a Eurofighter? Those cars are dope.
That would be rad, but I'm starting to wonder why more people aren't in the E90 chassis
I
or
think
the
the
F chassis.
I think the biggest hang up is just the rear suspension stuff, not understanding how to get what you want.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the issue as well, but I'll
I'm
cross
sure
that
you
bridge when
talked
I
to
get there.
Josh about how he sat down and figured out how to get everything he's wanting out of it. But,
Absolutely, but
but now
I'm
that
not
he's got
Kristaps.
a good grip on it, he loves that car.
Oh, oh, Mason. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a car that he already liked in general.
Oh yeah, that's another
And it,
car that I really love the livery on.
on Mason's car,
Yeah,
this is super simple. I like it. I like that it's not loud.
yeah,
It
that's
doesn't look like every other J style car out there.
yeah, exactly. It's less is more, and it really is a good looking car.
Yeah, even the guy Daniel's car,
Yeah,
his car looks good.
yeah.
Because it doesn't have the same livery style that everybody else has. I mean, I know it's subjective.
It's
A lot
very
of people
different,
like it.
and like the less is
Yeah,
more. It's just like
there's a lot of people.
sections of colors and
Yeah,
shades.
yeah. There's a lot of people who are like super, almost kind of anal about it, to where like, oh, it should be like this. It should look somewhat traditional to the Japanese drifting culture. And I'm like, I
I
not to be
don't
rude, but like
I
I'm
don't
not a
care so much
product
about
of
that.
the Japanese drifting community, huh?
I don't care so much about stuff like that. Like I just like it
Yeah.
to speak with the body, like it
Hmm.
needs to flow right. And
Either it looks good or it don't.
yeah, yeah, like a good color palette. I tend to lean towards like a really basic design. Like when they get
Hmm.
too busy, I feel like it takes away from the shape of the car,
Yeah.
and that's the part that I like the most is like the shape of the car. Like right now, one of my favorite cars, just the way it looks, is like a perfect example that M4 that TJ did, the GT,
I don't think I've
like
seen
the
it. I don't
full blown
follow him.
road racing. Like I love that stuff, and I
I'd
like
have to check it
seeing
out.
it. You know,
I don't follow as many influencers as I should probably.
TJ's a dope dude. Had some really
Yeah.
rad conversations, especially when we were
Yeah, they
talking about
probably have.
like the Supra when he brought it to Hot Pit. That car was super
Did
rad.
he drive in that? Remember, I'd have to see it. I know that. What's that other dude with the Supra that was there? Holovnia?
Pablo, jumping up, right? The A90, the blue and
Yeah.
yellow, all the HGK carbon Kevlar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had a he had a pretty nice car
dude, that
with the
car is
VR in
super
it.
rad. That car is something else. The
Maybe
way
we'll
it
see it in
sounds
FD
is very
next year.
different too.
It does sound good. Maybe we'll see it in FD next year. But
His
I'll find
guy
out.
Victor was telling me that the biggest change that they're probably going to make is like the electronic throttle bodies. The fact that they have two of them was causing some weird stuff. So probably make some mechanical versions, something like
I've
that.
heard people have problems with drive-by-wire, and I've never had an issue.
I'm
I
a
don't
firm
understand it.
believer in the cable, mainly
Yeah, I just
because it's either going to work or it doesn't. Is it broken? Do you need a new throttle cable?
That's
Or
what
is
you
the
mean.
TPS
Uh,
messing with you? Just less things to go
yeah, I
wrong.
guess I that's fair. I've just never had a problem with it, like in any of my cars. Well, that's kind of a lie. I don't Mine doesn't clip correctly, so I have like had my car shut down on me before. There's been that one problem. I mean, but outside of that, I've never had a. But that's the same thing. Like your fucking cable can break. You know what I mean?
60% of the time, it works all the time.
Yeah, that I've only had that problem once, so it's never been enough of an issue. But then again, I don't get as much seat time as like I don't know, even an FD com- competitor at you know whoever finished 32nd. They
Yeah,
probably get more seat time than I do.
yeah.
So I get it, but
Well, there's a
I'm
pretty healthy amount of practice that goes into each round too.
in FD.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. But with that, I'm gonna end it here. It is 10:30, and I
Mm-hmm.
gotta get to bed because some of us have to be up at 5 in the morning.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
The kids are off this week, so I'll probably get up extra early and head in.
there you go, man. Thank you for coming on. How can people find you if they wanna give you a follow or stalk you?
Race Club Fabrication. Uh, just that on Instagram or website, whatever. No,
Hmm.
pretty easy to reach. We're always here.
Nice. Okay. And then you guys do what? Since I know you guys make like ready to go bash bars, what chassis do you make the bash bars for? Just real quick.
E36, E46, 350Z, G35, 370Z. I have certain fixings for S chassis and FRS. Oh, and
Nice.
E82 and E90.
So all of the popular chassis.
Trying to cover the bases.
Good.
But,
Awesome, man. Well,
yeah,
best of luck. You and I will chit chat soon. I'm pretty sure we'll see each other
absolutely.
not
I
too
gotta
far from
get you
now.
down here sometime. I know it's a bit
Oh,
of a
I'll get
drive.
over there. It's not down the street, that's for sure.
No,
But all right,
it's
man.
it's
Thank
down
you
the
for
street
coming on.
from Orange Show.
There you go. Oh, I love those. All right, man. Thank you for coming on. You have a good night.
Thanks for having me on, dude. Have a good one.
Yep. You too. Later.